At that point in time, I knew I wanted to just be a morning guy because that's where all the cool guys were. You know, I grew up in Binghamton, so for me it was guys like Ted Barron, John Leslie, and Ray DiOrio, and these guys that I listened to. They were larger than life personalities, and when they would go out and do an event, they could be giving away breakfast sandwiches at McDonald's, and hundreds of people would show up to see these guys. They were the coolest things ever. Then I got into the business. And number one, I found out that getting up at 3 o'clock in the morning several days a week sucks. You don't want to do that. You know, Chet Walker still gets up at like 3 a.m. every day. I'm like, how do you I do it a couple of times and I'm dead for days because it skews my schedule off. So number one, the hours are awful. Number two, I bounced around to a lot of different things within the business. And I'd done some reporting. I decided I didn't want to be a reporter because I got to a point where I was putting a microphone in the face of people who just lost someone, like a drunk driver, and asking them how they feel. And I said, I know how you feel, kind of, but I don't want to ask you. You don't want to tell me. I'm just some schmuck with a microphone. So I said, no, I don't want to do that. I did promotions for a bit, which was kind of sort of interacting with the audience and doing contests and things. I said, that's fun. Then I got to move into commercial production and creative services, and that's where I've been since, actually, September 11th, 2001 was my first day as creative services director, so I'll never forget that. It's the day I didn't do any commercials and just sat in a room and watched television with everyone else. So for the last 11 years, I've been working with our clients, helping them tell stories. And that's a lot of fun. I like to write, and I like to take. It's probably why I like to mess up my house by pulling things apart and figuring out how they work and putting them back together again, poorly, I might add. But I like the jigsaw puzzle effect. To be able to say, okay, from an idea that we had to sell a product or service, if we tell this story with this sound and this music and it's in this style, that works. That gets people to think the same thing about that client or product or service that I do, and they walk into the store and they buy it. And if you can do that 30% of the time, you're like an all-star baseball player. So that was where I decided it was going to be really cool. So I said, the on-air stuff, I like it, it's fun. Those are my 2 hours of fun every day. It's between 4 and 6. It's when I turn the phone off and the email goes off and no one can talk to me, and just shoot. And you get to really clear your head the whole day and just focus on what's happening. And I get to talk to his old man every day, so that's kind of nice. I get to horse around my Catalana, and just kind of have a little fun. It's not about, to me, it's not about business. It's about the show and how much fun you can have, and hopefully the audience interacts with you that same way.
So then we get